Welcome back to our final explainer in the Winning with AI series. We've spent the last few sessions looking at the nuts and bolts of modern business, figuring out how to compete, how to innovate, and how to build real resilience. Well, today, we're grabbing all those puzzle pieces and snapping them together into the ultimate blueprint for market leadership.
Over the past 7 parts, we've already tackled the mechanics of innovation and the absolute necessity of resilience, right? But today, we're hitting the ultimate question. What does it genuinely take to become a market leader today? Like, what specific, actionable capabilities are going to definitively separate the architects of the future from, everyone else?
So here's the roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the new rules of competition, dissect the anatomy of a market leader, and rev up the customer engine. Then we'll dive into the leadership multiplier, lay out a clear 6-point blueprint, and finally, bring the whole shebang together with winning in the AI era. Let's get right into it.
Okay, Section 1, the new rules of competition. We really need to look at why traditional advantages are, well, they're dying out.
Think about it. Just a decade ago, you could totally rely on a slow, steady innovation cycle. You build a traditional moat around your business, you sit behind it, and you're good. Today? No way. Those moats have completely evaporated. We are dealing with lightning-fast innovation, customer expectations that are absolutely through the roof, and agile new competitors who seem to pop up literally overnight. So what's the big takeaway here? You just can't stand still. Success today requires a constant, rapid evolution.
Which brings us to Section 2. We're looking at the anatomy of a market leader and really deconstructing what makes for sustained success.
If you want to thrive in this hyper-accelerated world, you've got to look under the hood. True market leaders constantly crush it in 5 core areas: vision, innovation, customer focus, adaptability, and execution. But here's the kicker. Having just 1 or 2 of these, that doesn't cut it anymore. It's a living, breathing ecosystem. The real magic, the real game changer, happens when an organization tightly weaves all 5 of these together, feeding them into one another and aligning them perfectly with their long-term strategy.
It is so easy to get distracted by all the shiny new AI tools out there. But remember this, technology supports growth. Leadership drives it. Modern AI is this incredible, supercharged engine, right? But an engine is basically useless without a steering wheel. At the end of the day, it's your leadership that determines the destination.
Moving right along to Section 3, the customer engine. This is really the beating heart of value creation for any modern business.
Okay, so ultimately, customers determine your success. Now, I know, that sounds like absolute business 101, but the implications today are massive. In a world where AI makes it incredibly easy for anyone to just copy your product or service, a deep, genuine, empathetic understanding of your customer's actual needs is your only true differentiator left. That insight? That's the engine that builds unshakable loyalty.
And because those customer needs are constantly shifting, adaptability becomes your armor. It's what protects your long-term success. The market is going to change. That's just 100% guarantee. Organizations that dig in their heels and fight that change, they're going to fracture. But the ones that pivot quickly, they survive. Adaptability is, without a doubt, rapidly becoming the single most valuable capability you can hire for and build within your team right now.
Let's shift over to the brain of the operation in Section 4, the leadership multiplier, and how it amplifies absolutely every other capability.
So, leaders are basically the central hub connecting the entire organization. They crystallize the vision, they actively shape the culture, strategically dish out resources, and, this is absolutely crucial, they navigate risk and uncertainty. By mastering those 4 areas, strong leadership becomes this unshakable foundation. It steadies the ship when the market gets choppy and makes sure every single department is rowing in the exact same direction.
We call this the leadership advantage. Think of it as the ultimate multiplier. Actually, scratch that. It's more like an exponential force. It's not just a traditional soft skill anymore. It takes every single piece of tech, every data advantage your team has, and literally multiplies its impact tenfold. All right, with that foundation firmly in place, let's get into Section 5, the 6-point blueprint. This right here is your actionable framework.
Here we go. 6 essential steps you need to focus on starting today. Number 1, focus relentlessly on customers. 2, build a culture that actually rewards innovation. 3, prioritize adaptability above almost anything else. 4, invest heavily in constant learning for your whole team. 5, execute your strategy flawlessly. And 6, lead with crystal clear vision. If you master these 6 steps, you're not just reacting to your industry anymore, you are actively shaping its future.
And that brings us to our final stop, Section 6, Winning in the AI Era. Let's look at our capstone conclusion.
Throughout this entire explainer, a really specific triad has kept popping up. Technology matters, innovation matters, strategy matters. Every single one of these elements is undeniably critical. You honestly cannot afford to drop the ball on any of them if you want to stay in the game.
But here is the so what of it all. Sustainable success does not come from treating these things in silos. It comes from grabbing technology, leadership, and strategy and smashing them together into one unified, clear vision. The organizations that actually win the AI era, they aren't going to be the ones just hoarding the most tech. They'll be the ones using brilliant leadership and sharp strategy to weave that tech into a cohesive future.
As we wrap up this explainer presented by Global AI Group, I want to leave you with one absolutely vital truth. Market leaders do not wait for change. They just don't. So take a hard look at your own organization right now and ask yourself, are you going to sit back and wait for the future, or are you going to go out there and create it? Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.